Hi, this is Dr. Teresa Dale. It's so great to be with you today. We're on Natural Health Radio, as we are every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And I want to welcome you and remind you that you can ask me questions if you email me at 88teresa at gmail.com. So you can email me anytime with any questions you have about the show, or if there's anything perhaps that you would like to me to discuss and bring something new to you. You know, as we do every week, I'm always bringing you new things from the news. And one of the things we're going to talk about and start off with today is something pretty shocking, and that is there's an environmental protection group that is coming out with a list of cereals, that's breakfast cereals, that are laden with glyphosate. And so they now have done the testing with all popular cereals that you buy, non-organic of course, cereals you buy in regular grocery stores that are they're advertised on TV and everything. So these cereals, we're going to find out which ones have glyphosate in it and how much. Okay, and that report should be done soon, and I will bring it to you, and you will know which cereals to make sure that you don't buy. And I think it's very important to know what to do, but also what not to do. So I'd like to give you that list next week because it's not out yet, and it should be out this week. And then I can present that to you so that you know which cereals have glyphosate in it and the content, how much of glyphosate. Not that it makes a difference, because even if it has a little bit of glyphosate in it, it's proven to cause cancer. It's the main ingredient in Roundup, and we got to know that this is bad stuff to have in your cereal, okay? And you don't want to eat it, especially when there's good, healthy, organic cereals available in the health food store. And we want to stick to organic foods all the time. No matter what we're eating, we want to always look for organic. You know, if you don't have a health food store near you, well, the good news is there's Amazon.com now. Through Amazon, you can order anything that you need. Okay, as far as health foods, from condiments to vegetables, whatever you need, you can get, including vitamins and whatever, from Amazon. Even though Amazon will have a different supplements. You know, they will have more of the supplements you find in health food stores. And we are at the moment trying to reconnect to Facebook. Somehow it just popped out. I don't know how that happened, but I hope you can hear me. We should be back on in a second. Meantime, as the show continues, we need to understand the reality that what we eat, what we put into our body, will bring us the outcome of good or bad health. So good or bad health is made from what you think. Remember, thoughts are things, and from the food that we eat. So we have to remember the food that we eat is so very, very important, because we don't want to eat anything with glyphosate in it or GMOs, genetically modified foods. Okay, this is talked about all over the world now, and we want to avoid it. Some countries don't allow you to grow foods with genetically modified organisms. Okay, so in other countries, possibly do, but mostly it comes from the United States, you know, and so I'm shocked at this. I'm shocked at how we allow it to happen. You know, how does this happen today? You know, how do we allow this kind of thing to happen? We need to understand that reality is that we are controlled to some degree by companies that make food that can kill us or it can save our lives. And we have to know and be educated as to which one is which, and that's why you're on Natural Health Radio today. And that is why we need to understand that on Facebook. We're on Facebook Live right now, and that opportunity for you to become educated and understand which foods are good for you, which brands are good for you, which ones can cause cancer, I think is a really positive thing. So I'm sorry we were off Facebook Live for just a little bit of time, because sometimes it happens with Facebook Live. Sometimes all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. And I have no idea why it happens, nor does my engineer, but it looks a little funny. It's okay, I'm here, it's live, and I am here for you today. We are also recording Natural Health Radio, which is on iHeart, Amazon Alexa, Spotify, and on 30 other live radio stations. So we are reaching people. We want to connect. We want you to connect with me, with us, so that I know what you need. I know what you want to hear, what you want to learn about. And then we can really help you and be a team. One of the things that's so important that we're going to be talking about soon is using food as medicine, very, very soon. And I want you to stay tuned for that. After that, we talk about something that a lot of people may not be privy to, and that is how your emotions create disease. And then the third thing is, oh my God, it's about the politics of health and your health freedom. What is health freedom? We're going to just discuss that, Daryl. Daryl, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
The insane Daryl Wayne is with us today. We are in the studio together, his new rockin' studio, by the way. It's awesome. Congratulations on your new studio.
Thank you. We're pleased as punch to be here.
Yes, well, I'm pleased as punch to be here too. And I have to share with you that that life is magical. We need to find the magic in the day. Every day has some magic in it. Sometimes we get stuck in our heads and we could start thinking things are not going the way we want, or we get sidetracked from our mission and purpose to doing something else, or whatever it may be. But we have to realize the joy and see the joy every day in our life. There is joy there, I promise. We just need to see. It may be an epiphany about something that will lead you down a better road. It may be something that you realize that you need to do and you're not doing, and you go, oh my God, do I really have to do this? And maybe it's a blessing, and you need to look at life like that, like all these blessings that come up on a daily basis for you to do. And that's what life is. It's a bunch of blessings, and challenges can be a blessing. Challenges that we have, all of us have them. None of us are immune to challenges. No matter how much money you have, the money can be a challenge, okay, because of a number of different things. So anything can be a challenge if you perceive it to be that way, okay? And sometimes challenges are good because it can guide you out of something really negative for you, or it can guide you into something really good for you. Okay, and I have seen all of that myself, and I know you have too. Sometimes when people have an illness, a serious illness, they will say to me, you know, Dr. Dale, I'm so glad I'm feeling better now, but it was a really big challenge. But I can see, because I had this illness, I learned about this, all these different things, and I learned how to change my life, and I learned to be happier, and I learned to all of these positive things that they change so much as a result of a physical or emotional health challenge that they have. And I feel that people are able to change and able to shift themselves out of a condition to some degree. Now, sometimes they need somebody to talk to. And that's what you can do anytime you want to send me an email. become a member of our wellness club. It's $20 a month, and you could read all about it and what you get, including major discounts on products. You go to wellnesscenter.net and then click on members. You'll see it right in the center of the page in blue. Click on members and then read about our membership. So you can email me every day if you want. You can, once you're a member, you'll learn about yourself, you'll learn about healing techniques, how to heal your body, how to help yourself. You'll have protocols available for you and your family. So we're just getting by with the $20 a month to help with our internet costs that we have, which are great to keep a membership like that running. And once you sign up, you'll have your own dashboard, you'll have your own link to me, you'll be able to make an appointment with me if you feel that that's what you want to do. And sometimes one free email can do the trick and you don't need an appointment. I am not a person I've never been a person really who feels that people need to come back to me a lot, because what I choose to do is to educate people, to empower people, because that's health freedom. Because I love people and I want to see that they become more knowledgeable, more aware as they heal, as they grow, as they feel better and better, they become free. And health freedom is a great gift. And so I offer you that gift. And today we're going to be talking very shortly, whenever the time comes, for food is medicine.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale, your host. This is Using Food as Medicine.
Okay, well, food is medicine. And a lot of people have heard that. There's been a couple of books written about food as medicine, but we want a clear understanding of what the heck I'm talking about, right? What am I talking about, food as medicine? Food is yummy, it's for your tummy. You know, you get cravings, you want to eat this or that. But you know, the right food can heal you. And or the wrong food can add to your health condition and exacerbate the symptoms and make it worse. Even children, it can do that. So there's an opportunity, there are ways and there's opportunities to use food as medicine. One of them is in green smoothies, which I have talked about many times, but we want to look at what we put into a green smoothie, okay? We don't want to put chocolate, we don't want to make it taste like pizza, right? Really, you know, we don't want to we could have a pizza flavored smoothie if you put oregano and basil in it. I mean, that could make it taste a little bit like a pizza, but we don't want to put chocolate in. We can put some organic raw cacao in there. If we're using homeopathic medicine, I would advise against caffeine, and that would be against eating cacao. But, you know, if you're on a homeopathic program, but you don't want to put a lot of that stuff in there. The kind of things that work well in a smoothie, for sure, that will give you phenomenal health is organic blonde flax seeds. I love blondes, Daryl. Look at you.
Absolutely.
You know, right? Organic blonde flax seeds. There's the dark ones and then there's the blonde ones. We want the blondes because they have more fun. They're going to have more fun in your tummy, right? So the blonde, whole, or ground flax seeds. You take a couple tablespoons, you put it in your green smoothie with some organic spinach washed in clean water, celery, parsley or cilantro, which helps to detoxify heavy metals. We also can put in your zucchini, green zucchini, everything organic. And we can also try some daikon radish, which is amazing for our digestive system. It just nails a digestive issue. Any digestive issue you have will feel better after having a smoothie with daikon radish in it, because it heals the digestive system. And this segment is about using food as medicine, right? So in the smoothie, besides flax seeds, we can put some organic blueberries or raspberries, some, not a whole container, but maybe, 10 or 15 of the blueberries or blackberries in there, because they're low glycemic. That means they don't have a lot of sugar, little bit of sugar. Now, if you're a diabetic, I wouldn't use the fruit. Instead, to make it sweet, I would use a monk fruit, possibly, in there. Make it a little bit sweet if you need that. The other thing you could put in that's really, really healthy for you, in a good combination between the zucchini and the celery and the cilantro, you can also add organic string beans. There is a broth that was made by Dr. Beeler, Bieheler. It's called Beeler's broth. Okay, and this was taking steamed vegetables and making them into a broth and drinking the broth. Well, putting them in your Vitamix is even better. Put them in your Vitamix, turn it on, and let this turn into a magical potion for you. The other thing you can add just a little bit of, maybe a teaspoon, is maca, but not every day. Maybe maca every day might not be, depending upon the person, so good for everybody. The other thing I would definitely add is ginger root. Fantastic for your body. And then you've got turmeric root. Okay, you can buy that. It's usually in the health food store grocery area, sitting right next to the ginger. They're friends, same family. Turmeric root is orange. It's just like turmeric. Okay, so you can find that now in organic and health food stores, and you could just slice some of that, stick that in there, stick the ginger in there. Turn it on and just feel your cells come alive. I'm telling you, it just feels so good to eat like that and to drink food, drink your meal, and experience a better digestive system. You'll feel it right away. You'll have much better eliminations. You will have, just a healthier body, more energy, and that energy will last longer. You can get a lot of energy from drinking caffeine, but it doesn't last. It's not like there's a sharp drop after you drink it. Besides, it's bad for your adrenal glands, not good for your body. No matter what you read about caffeine and the new paleo diet, where you have a keto diet, where you get coffee and stick a thing of butter in it. I mean, come on. This is like, people do that. Do you know that?
I've seen it.
Yeah, where they take a stick of butter, cut it in half, stick it in the coffee, and they drink that because it will help them to lose weight. Well, I got news for you. They don't print the small print on this recipe for paleo, and that is that caffeine can be contraindicated for many health conditions, including for heart conditions, including for many different things. And then, the oils in the coffee are not good for your liver. It dehydrates and exhausts your adrenal glands. That is not mentioned when people are selling these little coffee drinks. And then the butter is just filled with saturated fats.
I've been to a steakhouse where they melted big clumps of butter over the meat before they serve the steaks.
Oh, and that's really healthy.
It's delicious. It can't be healthy.
Yeah, so you've got animal fat and from the animal itself that you're eating, plus the butter that they're melting on it. This is like a great recipe if you want to get a stroke or a heart attack. That's your recipe to do that right then and there, And it's not you're doing that one time. It's you're doing that on a, like where you have a habitual craving for that kind of food and you do it even once a week is too much. Even that is too much. So a lot of the paleo stuff is not good. You can do paleo with MCT oil, which is coconut oil, organic coconut oil. They make MCT powder. If you want to do paleo, try some MCT powder made from coconut.
Is that sweet?
Yeah, it's not really sweet, but it has a very mild flavor, not really sweet, but not sour. It's you just put it in. You can put it right in your smoothie if you want, to help your mind, your brain.
I had some coconut water a couple of days ago, and it was sort of rust-colored.
Oh.
And they said it was rust-colored because it hadn't been processed at all. It was straight from the coconut. I've seen it come out of coconut, and it's sort of clear or milky.
It's clear.
Yeah,
it's generally clear.
The
rust color is, well, the thing about coconut sterile, it's very interesting. In doing my research about this, many of the coconuts that you buy in regular stores are not organic, and they're sprayed with formaldehyde to keep them from going bad.
Wow, and you don't know how old they are either.
And you
right?
don't know how old they are. So if you get coconut, make sure it's organic. You buy it in a health food store, and you talk to the owner, find out if it's organic or not. And I like the young coconuts, the young ones that they're naked, they don't have the grass on them or the shell on them.
Oh, well, removing the husk and the shell is a mess.
Yeah, and then sometimes the really young coconuts can be slightly pink inside, but the water will always be, the milk, the water inside will usually be a little bit cloudy, but milky cloudy.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be rusty. That's a bad sign.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so we have to know that there's many things about food today and the new foods that are available that we can learn about. Another thing about food as medicine is that we've talked about the yin and the yang of food, the yin food and the yang food. We have to make a good combination of both of those in our diets, and we've talked about what that is. For example, the yin food is vegetables that are grown above the ground, and the higher off of the ground it is, like fruit and tomatoes, the higher off of the ground, the more yin it is. And in the ground, root vegetables are more yang, and to have a good combination of the yin and the yang vegetables in your diet is a very conscious way to eat that can provide you with great energy and health. It's a macrobiotic system, just doing that, the yin and the yang of foods. Also, then we want to consider the pH of foods, which foods are acid, which foods are, more alkaline. And when you look at your vegetables, they are more alkaline producing in the body. Okay, we can look at that as well. So food as medicine is something that I do normally as a part of my life, and it takes, at this point, just very little thought. You just kind of you gravitate towards the things that are healthy because your body feels so good and it wants that. What I would say as well is that we have recipes on our site at drdaleswellnessstore.com. We have recipes. If you go to the top, drdaleswellnessstore.com, you see a little tab that says recipes. You click on that and you'll find some smoothies. You'll find some smoothies to try out. Our next segment is coming up shortly. We can go ahead.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale. This is Emotions and Your Health.
Oh, emotions and your health, something I happen to know a lot about. Starting at the, very young age, as a child, I, realized that emotions are a crucial part of health. And that if you have emotions that are negative, that those emotions will produce negative outcomes. So what you want to do is make sure that when you have an emotion, you're looking at the glass as overflowing, like everything can work out, everything's going to be good. Even the challenges that come up on a daily basis, they could turn out to be a blessing. if you just see the blessing in the challenges, that's the key. So if we look at emotions, we can look at an emotion of anger, which is something that anybody can relate to, whether it's anger about yourself, anger about your life, you're angry at someone else, or if you're angry at the political system. I mean, I see that all the time. Or if you're angry at your producer.
Okay.
Okay.
Please.
Or if whatever you're angry at, or the guy driving down the street that is whatever it is that you feel anger about, you need to really look at that. And you need to see how to transform anger into an opportunity. So all emotions are an opportunity for growth, okay? Anger is a step up from feeling grief and sadness and those kind of things that can drive someone inwards and cause them to be depressed and even suicidal, okay? So we need to look at the different levels of emotions as well. And if we look at the 5-element theory of Chinese medicine, which has been around for 2,000 years, it's easy to see that the biggest element, for example, in the 5-element theory of Chinese medicine, is the fire element. It is the fire element, and it has emotions in this element that relate to our entire endocrine system, whether you're a male or female. It relates to your pituitary hypothalamus, your adrenal glands, your thyroid, and your female sex organs, or if you're male, your male sex organs. So the fire element has all of that in it, okay? And then it also has the small intestines and the heart. Now, if you look at all of those things in one element, that means each one of these things can affect one of the other things in that element. In other words, for small intestines, the emotion is vulnerable, being maybe too vulnerable in the wrong way, okay? And then your heart, the emotion is shock, trauma, overwhelm, and guilt. I'm sure no one relates to that. I mean, everybody relates to these emotions because everybody has them, right? So that's what's related to the physical heart and how it functions, okay? And then our entire endocrine system, our thyroid adrenal, is related to anxiety, okay, confusion and paranoia. Okay, that's all in the fire element. And then we have our hypothalamus, our pituitary, okay, and all of our sex organs that are also in the fire element. So this element is key to manage in the body because it's our entire endocrine network. The only one that's missing out of there is the liver. Liver and gallbladder are related to anger, resentment, and that's in the wood element, okay? But these elements affect one another if we don't deal with it, if we don't deal with the shock or trauma or overwhelm, and if we just let it sit there and then we have a heart issue, well, it can also affect the liver. It can affect other organs and glands, the thyroid that's in the fire element. So we need to look at emotions as normal. It's normal to feel certain things, in certain ways. And it's even every human being has felt depressed at one time in their life or another. And maybe they didn't recognize it as being depression. But everybody has had those emotions, just like everybody has had anger and resentment, okay? And frustration, it's an easy one. Most people have felt frustrated at things from time to time. But we need to understand that there's something really great to help you with this. It's called Neuro-Emotional Remedies. You can go to thewellnesscenter.net and take a free neuro-emotional survey. Okay? And in that survey, you will find out for yourself which remedies you need to handle the emotions that are creating disharmony in your life and learn to transform them. That's what it's about. And if you want to find out more about the neuroemotional remedies, go to drdaleswellnessstore.com, drdaleswellnessstore.com. So, as we talk about emotions, it's very easy to see how people are completely out there related to politics today because we are in the silly season. We are in the silly season of politics and people doing strange things and smelling everybody's hair and all the other things people are doing. That they're, just, having a dentist Facebook you while you're having your teeth cleaned. Would you do that, Daryl?
No.
Yeah. So, it's pretty amazing to see the things that go on. I would just say that what we need to do related to that is we are going to go to our segment on the politics of health right now.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale. This is Emotions and Your Health.
We're going backwards, and Daryl, the insane Daryl Wayne, screwed up.
Teresa Dale, this is Your Health, Freedom, and Politics.
Yes, health, freedom, and politics.
My first mistake of the day.
That's the first mistake of your life, huh? Okay, well, great.
No more.
Okay, so we need to know that it's all about health freedom, your health freedom. We need to know that we make sure when we vote for a president that candidate knows about health freedom. It's like they know that we should have our health freedom, right? And make sure that that's part of what their whole agenda is. And if it comes to Medicare for all, find out if that's natural medicine, if that includes natural medicine, or perhaps does that just include traditional medicine. So we have to determine what their plan is before we vote for them, okay? And because it's very important, it's not Democrat, it's not Republican, it's not independent, it's common sense. I wish there was a name of a party called Common Sense, because that's what we need. We need someone to take care of our people, and what they need is good health care. But good health care means not just traditional medicine. It doesn't mean that you have to wait in line to get health care or that you have to wait a month before you're called. It doesn't mean those things. It means that you should be able to choose a doctor, go to a facility where you have the background on all the doctors and you could choose the one you want to work with. And if he does natural medicine, that you can choose that. You have to have an opportunities to take care of yourself. That's just the way it is. So politics and your health are critical to having a healthy life. And as we go through this political season, this year and next year, we will see the importance of what I'm saying. We have to keep people focused on what they're going to do for us, as well as what they're going to do for us related to our health care. Not only what they're going to do for the people related to staying out of war, related to the economy, but most importantly is what are they going to do with us about our health care? They don't educate us about our health. They try to de-educate us because on commercials on television, if you've ever watched them, which I'm sure they're hard to miss, it's got, they're talking about a drug and then at the end they put all the reasons why not to take it, like you could die from it. That is a form of education, but it's done so fast in 5 seconds or less that you really don't get to hear the whole thing. So if you're put on a medication, My suggestion is you go look it up on the internet and see all the negative things about it, if there are any, so that you can make a wise choice for yourself. I wouldn't depend on anyone else to give you your choices, and because nobody's going to give you your choices. Like if you go to a doctor, are they going to tell you, well, we could put you on this drug, for a statin drug for cholesterol and lipids, or you could take Colest, which is a natural product that also does the same thing without side effects, or you can try niacinamide, which is proven to work for that and also for cancer. They're not going to give you your options. They're going to give you only the options that they are trained in. That's why when it comes today to your health care, politics of health is very, very important, because unless we know where people stand on that, how can we vote for them? How can we do this? We have to have an honest person that understands what health freedom is. Now, if they just go to Germany or Switzerland or France, they'll understand it better. I'm sure they've all been there, maybe. If you walk down the street in Germany, every other block you'll see an apotheke. An apotheke is a homeopathic pharmacy on a drugstore, but it's a homeopathic drugstore on a corner that sells homeopathy and allopathic medicine. Allopathic medicine is a negative term for drugs. So you could go into, I promise you today, you could walk into an apotheke and you could tell them that you have cancer in Germany or Switzerland, and what do they have for that with homeopathy? And they will show you different homeopathic remedies they have for it. That is called health freedom. You don't need a doctor's prescription to get educated on those things. You just need to go in there and ask the pharmacists, what do you have that has no side effects, that's non-toxic for cancer or for any condition? You know, and that's what there is in other countries. Why don't we model our healthcare after them? How many minutes do we have left? I'm just trying to see. I don't see the clock.
We have about 13 minutes left.
Okay. We are in a brand new studio, and my eyes are not accustomed to looking for that time right now. So
that time actually is not...
it's not visible anywhere.
Visible for you at the moment.
At the moment. Okay, great. Okay, so we have to understand that health freedom is available in most other countries where consumers, the general public, are educated by books, by going into apotheks. In Germany, it's called an apotheke. In Switzerland, it's called an apotheke. In France, it's just a store called homeopathy. Okay, and they're available for the general people to walk in, become educated, and get what they need and feel better. You know, and in hospitals in France, you can ask for homeopathic medicine. They all do it. Why don't we have that here? It's because of greed, isn't it? You know it's because of greed. You know it's because of the big pharma. So what I have to say about that is it's not health freedom. And that's the most important thing. You need to get some of that health freedom stuff. That's why you go to Natural Health Radio every Tuesday and listen on iHeart and every place else where you can find Dr. Dale's health freedom show, which is called Natural Health Radio. And that's what we're all about, is educating you about your choices for yourself and your children. Don't forget, your kids can't make those choices, but they are depending upon you to make choices for them that's based on logic, that's based on, you know, something non-toxic that will help your child and not hurt your child. So we have to remember these kinds of things because, in life, people have health conditions from time to time, depending upon the stress that you have, depending upon the challenges that you have, and your perceptions of those challenges. Challenges are a means to a new opportunity. Okay? Sometimes health challenges are too. It can teach you things like, hey, what am I doing wrong that I need to do right? What about those hamburgers I'm eating every week? Maybe they're not so good. And you know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that life is an education. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's a gift. And part of that gift is the ability to love, and loving ourselves as well as others. Loving ourselves as well as others. When you love yourself, you do good things for yourself, not only by buying yourself good things, but doing good things for your health, and it could be healthy to buy yourself some nice things, for sure. It could be very, very healthy, okay? Buying yourself healthy food is very good too. So we have to look at loving yourself, loving others, and figuring out ways to share that love over whether it's radio, TV, newspaper articles, groups, hiking groups, various groups that you can go to, whether it's arts and crafts or whatever it may be. Be creative, express your creativity, and meet people who also are creative and like the things that you like, and support them in what they do, So I think that we have finished with the politics of health now, because that's all I have to say about the matter today. And in the time remaining, I want to share something very important for you, with you. And it's about education. And everything we're talking about for the last hour, my goodness, is all about education, isn't it? Educating yourself, healing yourself, enhancing your knowledge, and bringing your knowledge to other people, whether it's just your family, or it's your significant other, it's a group of people, or it's just one other person. It doesn't matter. Expand the ability to give whatever you have learned that has helped you, to give it to other people. Share it with other people. And that is why you're invited to participate in that sharing through Facebook Live. Share this Facebook Live, okay? Go to my email me and let me know what you want to hear about next week and what questions you have. And that brings me to the last part, where I'm going to share the questions from a very popular show we had last week, okay? Questions that came up last week are, is it possible for me to detoxify heavy metals from my body while I have mercury fillings in my mouth? So the question was a good one. Is it possible for me to detoxify heavy metals in my body and still have mercury fillings in my mouth? And the answer is not completely. Because if you have heavy metals in your mouth, it continues to migrate from your mouth into your bloodstream daily. So daily you are having mercury deposited into your cells, into your blood, into your organs. And organs can store, like your thyroid can store mercury, your brain can store mercury, your liver can store mercury, kidneys can store mercury because of the tissue and everything that is in there. So, which holds the heavy metals. Is not only what's circulating through your body, it's what's stored in your body. So as long as you have mercury fillings in your mouth, you're going to have a continuous flow of mercury in your body, in your organs, okay? And if you want to detoxify, you can do that, and you'll feel a difference. You'll feel better. But unless you get the mercury replaced with a biocompatible substance, it won't be 100%. you're not going to feel 100% better. Okay, so I suggest if you want to do a great detox, if you have mercury in your mouth, you can do the slow cleanse or the whole body deep cleanse. You can still do that. However, you're still going to have the mercury go into your body every day, so there'll be more of a buildup of heavy metals. But by doing the detox, you can release things like chemicals, preservatives, coloring in food. You can detoxify lots of things. If you want to detoxify glyphosate from your organs, glands, tissues, brain, use a formula that I created called Biotox Pest, P-E-S-T. It's a homeopathic formula, no side effects to any of these things. Okay? You just need to read directions and use it accordingly. And use the minimum amount at first, what it says on the label, unless you're a child. If you're a child, you don't want to do the slow cleanse or the whole body deep cleanse. If you're detoxifying a child, then I would recommend using the lymph detox, which is a homeopathic formula to detoxify the entire lymph system. And if the child doesn't have mercury in their mouth, I would use the mercury plus detox for anybody without mercury. But the cleanses are for adults, let's say from 13, 14 years old and up. Okay, the cleanses that I mentioned. So any of the homeopathic medicine can be used on children. The Biotox Pest to detoxify glyphosate can be used effectively on all children, including children who have autistic spectrum disorders. You can use that along with the mercury plus detox and lymph detox to help the body detoxify from all the things that you know that possibly could cause autism that I can't really say on Facebook right now, but maybe in the future. So we want to thank you so much for being with us today. Wishing you lots of love and blessings, and looking forward to next Tuesday. We're going to have a wild show next Tuesday. Just tune in. And the insane Daryl Wayne will be back with me at that time. And we're going to be rocking out on some really healthy stuff. So I encourage you to stay tuned for then. Next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Many blessings, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.